Welcome to the Explainer. All right, let's talk about your blog. We're going to break down exactly how you can take it from just a passion project, something you do for fun, into an absolute lead-generating machine. Seriously, if you're putting in the work but not getting any real results, you're going to want to stick around. So let's just start with a really honest question here. Is your blog just a hobby? Are you posting whenever the mood strikes, writing about whatever pops into your head, and then scratching your head wondering why the only person reading it is, well, you? Hey, if that hits a little too close to home, don't worry. You are definitely not alone.
And that leads us to what is honestly a fatal error so many people make. They treat their blog like a corporate diary. Here's what we did this week. But look, a blog that actually works for you isn't a passive journal. It's a machine. It's something you build strategically with one core purpose: to bring in and convert leads.
And that right there is the huge mindset shift we're talking about today. We're moving from that diary to a powerful, active business tool. Getting this right is without a doubt the foundation for everything else. Okay, I love this quote because it just nails the entire concept. Think about it. Your blog becomes your best salesperson. It works 24/7, it never calls in sick, it doesn't ask for a salary. Its only job is to bring in people who are already looking for the exact solution you provide.
So, the big question is, how do we actually build this thing? Well, it all starts with pillar number 1. You've got to write to sell. And this is a big one. It's a total shift away from trying to write for everybody and zeroing in on writing for actual buyers.
And here is the absolute key. You have to stop chasing vanity metrics. Forget about massive traffic numbers just for the sake of it. The real goal? Attracting visitors who have what's called commercial intent. These are the people who are already out there, wallet in hand, actively looking for a solution.
This comparison just makes it so clear. Let me ask you, what would you rather have? 10,000 people casually asking, what is SEO? Or just 1,000 people who are specifically searching for the best CRM software for agencies? It's a no-brainer, right? And boom, here's the result. It's not even close. Those 1,000 highly motivated visitors are going to convert at a ridiculously higher rate. Why? Because they're not just kicking tires. They're at the finish line, ready to make a decision. So, what does this mean for you? It means you become a hunter. You're hunting for what we call long-tail keywords. These are those longer, super specific phrases that scream, I have a problem and I need to solve it now. You're not targeting what is a CRM. No, you're targeting best CRM for a small sales team. You're basically showing up right at the moment they're about to buy. Okay, so you're getting the right people to your site. Awesome. But that's only half the battle. Now we get to pillar number 2, which is all about building authority. You have to prove to them that you are the expert they should be listening to. And if you want to win, you have to play by Google's rules. And right now, the big rule is something called EEAT. That stands for experience, expertise, authoritativeness, and trust. But look, this isn't just about pleasing Google. Proving you're the real deal is what actually convinces a real human being to trust you enough to become a lead. So how do you do that? Well, you stop writing random blog posts about anything and everything. Instead, you build what's called an authority system. Think of it like a solar system. At the center, you have a massive, definitive pillar article on your main topic. Then, orbiting around it, you have all these smaller, specific cluster articles that go deep on subtopics, and they all link back to that main pillar. When you set it up like this, you're basically sending a giant signal to Google and your readers that says, hey, over here, I am the expert on this topic. All right, so you've got the right traffic coming in, and you've built this amazing authority structure. Now we get to pillar number 3, turning those readers into actual leads. Honestly, this is where most blogs completely drop the ball. But that means it's also your single biggest opportunity. And let's just be real for a second. This quote right here just says it all. People do not want another newsletter cluttering up their inbox. They just don't. What they want is a solution, an immediate solution to the exact problem they're facing right now. The secret weapon here is something called a content upgrade. Now, this isn't your boring generic ebook. No way. This is a super valuable, hyper-specific freebie that you offer right inside the article itself. So if someone's reading your post on how to set up an ad campaign, you offer them a downloadable PDF checklist to follow along. It's perfectly matched to their immediate need. And get this, the results are just insane.
This one simple technique can literally skyrocket your lead capture rate from the typical kind of sad 2 or 3% to 15% or even more. And suddenly, you're not just getting traffic anymore. You're building a real, tangible asset that you control, your email list. Okay, so you've captured the lead. The machine is working. Now for the final piece of the puzzle, pillar number 4. This is where the magic happens, where you seamlessly turn that lead into a paying customer using smart automation.
And here's why this is so powerful. Because you know exactly what problem they're trying to solve based on the specific content upgrade they downloaded. You don't have to send them some boring, generic welcome email. Nope. Instead, you can trigger a perfectly targeted, automated email series that speaks directly to their pain points, answers our questions before they even ask, and positions your product as the one and only solution they need.
Of course, to pull this off, you're going to need the right tools. Now, the source material gives a couple of great suggestions. If you're just getting this whole machine up and running, an all-in-one platform like System.io is a fantastic place to start. But as you grow and your system gets more sophisticated, you'll probably want to graduate to something like GetResponse, which lets you build out those really complex behavior-based automations to scale things up. So when you finally put all 4 of these pillars together, what you have is so much more than just a good blog. You are literally building the foundation of your own digital empire, one that's resilient, profitable, and built to last. And let me tell you why this is so critically important. Think about it. Your favorite social media platform could change its algorithm tomorrow, and poof, your reach is gone, wiped out overnight. But your blog, your email list, that's different. Those are assets that you own. Nobody can take them away from you. So, if there's one thing you take away from all this, it's this. This entire strategy is about putting you back in control. You own the traffic, you own the leads, and most importantly, you own the entire relationship with your customer, from that very first click all the way through to the sale. So there you have it. That's the 4-pillar framework for transforming your blog into your most valuable business asset. And that leaves us with just one final question for you to think about. Thanks for joining us for this explainer.